guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Planet Zoo on the console. So we're going to be taking a first look here at this game, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's very long-winded. The first thing you're going to want to do is get in the game and you want to play in the career mode. The first three things are all tutorials, so it's kind of it's kind of important. I'm not going to lie. So if you've played Planet Coaster on console, this is going to be a little familiar, but I feel the camera. The camera in this game is really strange. Like when you rotate the camera, it kind of rotates on an axis, so it goes out and around. You kind of have to manipulate both analog sticks to kind of get it where you want it. I will say, once you figure it out, it kind of becomes second nature to you. Um, but yeah, I didn't I don't really know what I'm talking about here. So I didn't know how I wanted to do this video. The first time I did it, it took me incredibly long to do this first tutorial. I kind of wanted to do all the tutorial missions in one video. Impossible. Completely impossible. It's very long-winded what they have you do here. So, yeah, we're going to move along, and I'm going to commentate over things, kind of just talk about what's going on, some of the things that I struggled with, and stuff like that. Nancy, she's incredibly annoying, and she just has you do some really simple, non anything to do with anything in the beginning here. Like here, we're in the bear habitat, bear enclosure, and my God, these grizzly bears just look amazing. And I didn't mean to try to put a barrier up there in there, but I mean, oh, look at that. I mean, the animals in the game, it's just awesome. I mean, I actually love animals. Growing up, I always watched like, animal documentaries on Discovery, stuff like that. Even beyond that, guys, like I remember Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I used to love that show when I was a kid. I remember watching that on Saturday mornings. And look at this. Oh, he's shaking off the water. The animal models in this game look very good. I'm not gonna lie. Like everything in this game looks very good. I really wanted to just get in playing it, show you guys what it's about, getting into the missions and stuff. We will talk about some of the other things about the game in a separate video. Like I'm not going to get into the whole, I don't even know what it's called. There's kind of like a system in the game that prevents you from crashing the game by having too big of a zoo, but trust me, don't even worry about it. It's not something that's really going to limit your experience. Okay, so the first bit of it is kind of like this, and again, that's that camera. It's really touchy. Getting used to it on the controls is just, it feels very sensitive, oddly. And like I said, I played Planet Coaster a lot, and these are the same developers, very similar to that game, but then again, very different. This game is so in depth with things, it's not even funny. We have a lion here right in front of us. He just got out of the water. He's not shaking off. He looks a little weird. He looks kind of shiny. That's a little strange, but it's still. I'm just so excited to be playing this game. Okay, so now we have to locate the empty habitat. So we don't have to like make anything. This is just going through, showing us how to place animals, what the process is, what the process is of getting animals. Jeez. So you can see there's a ton of people in the park, like a lot of assets going on. The game's running perfectly smoothly. I will say the load times are a bit long when you first get into the game, once you first get into the map. Once you're in the map, there's no more loading or anything like that. All right, so here's what we have to do. We have to go to the animal market. We have to buy these two warthogs. Very cool. Not too difficult here. I am just letting her talk, kind of go through her spiel a little bit. So this is the second time I've actually played through this because, like I said, the first time I was struggling. I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling with some things, getting used to the controls and stuff. Even now, I'm not. I'm getting better, but I'm still not running through it like perfectly. I guess this game does have keyboard and mouse support. At one point, I may try doing that, hooking that up, and seeing how that works because that might mean a world of difference, even with just the mouse, really. Okay, so now I I was confused as to what I had to do. So once you do that, and you ship them to your zoo, you have to choose the enclosure. You have to click in the enclosure again to tell them where to put the animals. And yeah, like a complete moron, I'm sitting here going, duh, what do I do? And it says right there, invalid. So there we go. Okay, so now the delivery is scheduled, and now she's gonna, I believe, have us go over to the trade center, which it's really difficult to find these places, even though she's highlighting them. On a bigger zoo, it's just hard to find smaller buildings. She really wants us to find it, so there it is. I don't really see what the big deal is. She's just showing us that the employees are running out. They have the warthogs in crates that they're carrying, so these employees are super strong. Whatever they're getting paid, they're not getting paid enough. Absolutely. I mean, if they're carrying them, so that's pretty cool. They just put the crate in the habitat. Just throw the box on the other warthog. That's fine. That didn't hurt the animal whatsoever. Alright, so we have them in here, and as you'll see, if you don't know what this game's about, if you've never seen it on PC or anything, and this is your first time seeing it, it's a zoo management game. It's kind of like the roller coaster tycoon back in the old days, Zoo Tycoon. I think these are the same people who made those games. There's a lot to this. Like you have to manage the animals. They have needs. They have food requirements, water requirements, but they also have like enrichment requirements. That you have to keep them healthy. They need certain things for terrain requirements. They need certain animals might need certain plants. Like if an animal like these warthogs are from Africa, and you have plants that are not from their area, then that may make them unhappy, and you need to put plants from their native land in there and stuff. I mean, it's very in depth, guys. Like ridiculously in depth. I mean, getting involved in this game is going to be a real endeavor, and I'm just absolutely all for it, man. Okay, so as you can see, we need to put down the food and the water dishes. Now, at some point, I don't know if I caught it on video, but at some point, a zookeeper will come and they will fill up the food and they will fill up the water for them. We will see animals pooping. we'll, we see that a little bit later. So now this is what I'm talking about. This is one of their enrichment items. They want like a mud bath, so we can actually do that. Now we could actually even take that and sink that like level with the ground, so you don't even see any of those that like wood frame for it. So yep, here we go. So here comes the zookeeper now, and he's gonna feed the warthogs as we kind of lift off and go on to the next enclosure. So this is where we're going to get some ostriches, and this is actually pretty cool because this is kind of like our first taste of actually sort of building an enclosure. We'll get into that a little bit more, I believe, after this here. So she needs us to add a habitat gate. That's the first thing we're going to do, and I'm just going to tell you guys to be completely honest and transparent with you guys. The first time I did this had me scratching my head for some reason. I don't know why. I had a hell of a time trying to figure out how to place this gate. It's really super simple. As you can see, those blue floating barriers, you just put the gate in there. That's all you gotta do. So for some reason, I was just having a huge brain fart the first time, and I couldn't figure that out. And you can put it wherever you want. I just kind of decided I wanted it there, so that's where I put it. And now we just have to finish building the rest of the barrier. And they have it all mapped out. You see those blue lines floating. That's where they want us to keep the walls to this enclosure. So not too bad. So as you can see, we can control the length, angle snap, height snap. We can actually, we can edit the height if we hold down the square. You can make the barriers higher, shorter. It's just the detail. I mean, pretty much I think everything that's in the PC is in this game. So as you can see right now, I wanted to make a curved piece. I don't know, I'm getting fancy. I kind of, punched over my pay grade here. But so we made a curved piece, and now I'm gonna make a straight piece off that. Want to make it look a little decent. Now the silly thing is, later we're gonna have to change these anyway, but that's not a big deal. As you can see ahead, it says replace the section with glass. So I don't know why. I kind of wish that would just link up, but it doesn't. And if I shorten it up, it won't link up either. Which again, not really sure why that's like that. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to shorten this and just put two pieces in here. And as you can see now, it seems to work fine. It hooks up, it connects beautifully. All right, so our ostrich enclosure is all enclosed.
Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't
Right, so
actually
now
see
she
into this
wants to
habitat at
replace
the
a
moment.
section
At least not
with
enough to
glass. Now
stop
this
water.
also
But seeing as
is
they're
actually
banned,
easier than
I'd
it
like you to
seems.
select a piece of
The first time
background
I
and
did
swap out the
this,
brick for the glass
I had a hard
panel
time
so the
figuring it out.
guests can
Not gonna
see.
lie. But then once I figured out how to do it, it was like, oh, okay, that's actually a lot easier than I thought. So basically, what you're gonna do is you go into the edit, which,
There we go. Adding in more windows gives guests
well,
even
did I do?
more
I must have. Yeah,
opportunities to
you just
see
go
the
into the
animals in
edit
the habitat.
and you
It's always best to
click
make
onto the
sure that
wall,
guests can get a good
and then
view
you
into the
switch it over
habitat
to the
from the
glass,
path they're
and now
walking on.
it's
Because it
glass.
makes them
Pretty
happy.
easy piece of
Because
cake.
this would be a pretty
Um,
terrible zoo if
I
it
feel
wasn't
like in the
glass.
tutorials
The
they don't
last
make
thing
it
we need to do
incredibly
is to
clear how to
go to
do
the
it.
donation box.
Like they don't
This is
hold
where
your hand and
guests
say, "Oh,
enjoy
you
the
have to
view of
click
the
on this,
animal
then
and
click
make a
on this."
donation.
They don't tell you
Just
that,
make
so it's
sure you
just
put them in
kind of something you got to
empty-ish
figure out.
places like near a viewing
All right,
point.
donation box. We got to put
Donation boxes
some
are
of
one
these
of the
down
main
because
sources of income for
money,
the zoo, so
money
make
makes
sure you
the zoo
remember
go
that.
around. Right? It keeps the animals
Now, before we
come
adopt our
in, and
ostriches, you
keeps
should earn a
everybody
pause
paid and
time.
all that good stuff. So
After
we put
all,
donation
when
boxes
time is
around.
paused,
I was
it's
gonna
a
put a
happy
second one there, but
ticket.
for some
We can
reason
make it a bit
it
tricky for
wasn't
them to
letting me.
deliver the
So
ostriches.
that's all right. We'll just have the one for now. Not a big deal.
Oh, by the
Okay,
way,
so now she
as
wants us
well as
to
pausing
unpause the game
time, we can
again.
also
All
speed
these
it
things are
up.
very similar
It'll run everything at
to
2
Planet
times and
Coaster, I must
5 times
say.
faster. It can be useful, especially
And
if
she
you're
just
waiting
tells us that
for
we
one
can
week
we
to
can speed the time
accumulate
up.
or
Blah
for
blah blah.
animals to
Okay,
be
we
delivered to
we
the
get it.
habitat.
I don't think that's something that's
Personally, I use it when I'm
super
waiting for
important
a
to
group
know.
to finish.
I mean, I
All
guess it
right,
is.
you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think?
All right, so
Let's get
now
4 of them in here.
again we need to get the animals. So we go to the animal tab, we go back to the animal market, and she's nice enough to have them just ready for us. Just everything we need is right there. So we will buy all 4 of those, and we will send those to the zoo. So we go back into this screen here, and then we just click send to zoo. And now again, click in the habitat. Click in the habitat. You idiot. Click
While
in
you
the
wait
head.
for
There
them
you
to be
go.
collected by the
There you go.
caretakers and
Gosh.
brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them.
Okay, so now we just
Add
need to
a
wait for them
suitable
to
feeding station,
deliver
a
them.
water
But while we
station,
do,
and an appropriate
we need
food
to add a feeding
enrichment
station, a water
item.
station,
It's often
and
best to
food
place things
enrichment.
like enrichments and
So
feeding
that's what we have
stations
here.
near to the
So there's
habitat
our food dish,
perimeter
and
so
I,
guests can
I
get
want
a
to place
really
it
good
somewhere where the
view of the
people can see it,
animals.
right? Because, that's what's going to bring them to the viewing area. Now, if this was my zoo, I would probably have the viewing area a little bigger. But like I said, this is just like the tutorial. This is the career mode where basically they're going to have you go around from zoo to zoo, various maps and stuff, and you're going to have to, try to fix all these zoos and stuff like that. So pretty cool. All right, so
Oh, good to
we
see
got
the
1 star.
ostriches have
We got a
somewhere in
bronze
the day
objection
where
for
they
that.
stretch their legs.
Objection?
Did you know they can actually
Objective.
run at
We
43
we did the
miles
bronze
per hour?
objective.
Oh,
I will
heaven
probably
forbid
go
they ever
back into
escape.
these
The speed
to
camera
try to
fines
get
alone would bankrupt us.
all of the objectives. So there we go. You just again throwing the boxes on top of the
Well, it
ostrich.
certainly
That's
seems
completely fine. I'm
impressed.
sure
Did he do his speed
they're
camera
fine with
joke?
that. All
Every
right. So
time we
we
get
have
an
all those in there.
ostrich.
Now we need to
So,
build
Now
a
we've
keeper
made
hut
the ostriches' lives a bit
because
better. Let's do the
zookeepers,
same for the keepers, shall
that's
we?
what we need to
To make it easier for the keepers to feed
keep
the
keep
ostriches and their
the
cubs,
habitats
we
cleaned
build a
and keep
new
them
keeper
fed and
hut.
watered and stuff like that. So
Keeper huts are where the keepers
again,
prepare
they have it all
food for
mapped out for us.
animals,
Very
so they
nice.
should be placed near to the
We're going to go
habitats
and we're
to
going
make
to
sure
go
the
into the
keepers don't
facilities,
waste their time walking when they
and we're going
should
to
be
select
looking
classic
after the
keeper hut small.
animals.
And
You'll need to
I would
rotate the
say
keeper hut
take
to
the
get it
angle
to
snap
connect
off.
up to the
Always have the
power.
angle snap down to 0 because if it's not, it's like you can never get it straight. So just put that right down to 0. You'll be much happier and you'll thank me. Okay, so we put that down, and it seems like these buildings, when you buy
This
them, when you
keeper
purchase
hut
them, they're
only has
never
space
facing the
for
right way.
one
You always
keeper,
have to
but the
rotate them to
larger
try to get
keeper
them to
hut
line
can
up
allow
to
multiple
the path
keepers to
because
prepare
there's
food
an
at the same
entrance and
time.
there's a
But
backside of the
bear in
building.
mind,
The
the
entrance,
keeper huts
it always
and
has to
other
line
staff
up to the road.
facilities shouldn't be
And
placed
I have
near to
not
areas where
bought
there are
one building
lots of
yet
guests.
where it was
Guests
facing
don't
the
like
direction I
seeing
needed it to
facility
face
buildings, and it can affect their happiness
immediately.
negatively.
So now she's telling us about
In
power.
case that wasn't
That
clear.
things need
Something
power.
that
The
all
keeper huts,
facilities,
they need to be
shops, and a whole
powered.
host of other objects
Um,
need is power.
Anything
And
you
that
put in
obviously includes your
your
newly built
habitats, which
keeper hut.
we will
So
see, I
let's
believe,
place a
after this. So I'm not
transformer
going to
next
get
to it, shall we?
too involved in talking about that when we're going to be seeing that in a second here. So here we go. We have a little power station. And again, as you can see, head is spinning around. Don't know why it raised up
Lovely
like that,
work.
but
Now the
that's
keepers can
fine.
start using the hut
It's
to
kind of weird. It's
prepare
just
food. And
floating
thanks to
there.
where
I
the
guess those
hut is,
stairs
they
are
won't need to
holding
walk
up
very far to deliver
the
it to the
structure somehow.
ostriches and
I don't know.
hippos.
But
Let's get
it's
on to
there.
the
So now we
next
have
objective
power
then.
and we
They're
are good to
called
go. So now
tigers.
we need
We
to
want to
locate
adopt
the
zoos and
highlighted
offend
area
us when
yet
we're ready
again.
for them
That's
yet. Head
kind
on
of the
over to the
theme
plot
of
of
it
land I've marked out. It's not too
in
far away.
these first kind of tutorial missions here, which you kind of need to because these zoos you don't know, it's difficult.
Right.
So
Your next job is
Bengal
to
tiger
build a
habitat.
habitat from
So this is the first
scratch.
habitat that we really
And concrete and
do have to
glass, I expect.
kind of
So
make
go
ourselves. They're
ahead and
still
build
holding our
it.
hand,
Just
like they're
make
giving
sure
us the
the
boundary.
habitat includes
They're
that
showing us where
playground
they
that we've
want
dug.
it,
Oh,
stuff
and
like that.
don't
So she's
forget to
telling
add the
us that that
habitat
hole
into the
has to stay
barrier.
there, which is fine.
Oh,
You'll
and make
you'll
sure the guests will be
understand
able to
what
see
that's
the
about
tigers.
in a couple of minutes here, which I'm sure you guys already know what that hole is for, right? I mean, it doesn't take a genius. Speaking of not being a genius, I wanted to make this out of the concrete, and I thought I did. Wait, I did. Okay, so oh, you know what? So as you can see, I had to change the height because it says the boundary has to be set to 3.7 meters. So now if I go back to that one, I can't change the height on that. For some reason, it won't let me. I don't know. I'm sure there's a way you can do it. I'm new to the game, so I'm not sure. Okay, so this is where I screwed up. So now I go back, I erase that, and as you can see, it changed it to brick on me. So now it's brick, and I wanted concrete. The end of the world? Not really, but as you'll see in a little bit, uh, yeah, I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention enough. Okay, so I had to put in a gate. So that's the gate. So that's how the keepers they can get into the place. So again, this is all pretty standard stuff. Once we really get going with the game, once I get into franchise mode and sandbox and stuff, I'm gonna be doing a lot of like time lapses. This game is just perfect for time lapses. I love doing time lapses, and that's how we'll go about it. So I want to lengthen this, but not too much. There we go. 16 meters is good, and this one here we're going to shorten up. If I can get my act together. Okay, we're going to bring that right to the corner. There we go. So it seems like there's a lot of fiddling around with the game, and there is, and that's the appeal of the game. Like if you're you know, someone that has little patience or don't like games like this, and obviously this game isn't going to be for you, but for someone like me, I can get really lost in this game. And I can get into this game, and before you know it, the day is just gone. Okay, so we need to just close that up. And let's see, that time it worked perfect. Now, see what I did?
Don't forget to put down a
Because
playful
I
underneath your
thought
viewing areas. We need
I
every
was
dollar we
doing the
can get.
concrete, and it was bricks. So now
Especially
I
if these
got
tigers aren't
one
exactly
wall
wanting instant
that's
noodles for
brick.
lunch.
And I thought I could change it, but no, it would not let me change it. So I thought, can I delete all these things? I could, but we'll just leave it the way it is, I guess. Okay, so I decided to just keep it the way it is for now. It's not my zoo. I don't really care. So now we need to get to tigers. So we're going to get both tigers here, Karina and Dax. I kind of like that they have names, and you can rename them.
Whilst our trusty
Incidentally, you can. I
caretakers
don't know how to
collect
do
and
it
deliver the
yet.
tigers, let's take a look at
I'm sure when you
preparing
click
the
onto them, you
habitat
can,
for
but
their arrival.
yeah,
Start
you
with
can
the
name them. So it's
chicks.
pretty cool.
Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Okay, so again, pretty much a bit of the same, right? We need
This
to add a
time,
feeding
instead of
station.
adding a water bowl, let's
But
try
now we get
something
to add the lake.
different.
And
Some
again,
animals
like
get
I
a
said
hole
before,
in their
you guys,
habitat so they can go for a
you knew that
swim.
was
They
coming,
can
right?
also use it to drink
You
from.
you
All
had to
you have to
know
do
that that
is
was
make sure the
what that
bottoms
big
of the
crater
water
was
are
that they
gentle
dug out.
slope
So
so they can
we
easily
have to
get a
add the lake.
nice refreshing
Now,
drink.
originally, this is
There's
again, it's
already a
something
pool
that
excavated, but you
they
still
didn't
need to fill the
really tell
water.
me how to do.
You should do
It's
that by
similar
opening the
to Planet
terrain
Coaster though.
and
So
selecting
basically,
the water tool.
you kind of pick the water line. So you see that blue, and then you just click it again, and then
Yes,
boom,
that'll
you
do
got water.
nicely.
So that's awesome.
Of course, just like the
I absolutely
warthogs
love
and
that.
ostriches,
And look at
these
that
tigers will
tiger.
also need some enrichment.
He's already
I'll
interested.
let
Here
you
comes
have
the other
some
one coming
suitable
running. Boy, they
toy
want
and
that
food
water.
enrichment items
Is he
into
going
their
to jump in?
habitats.
Oh no. He was like, nah, don't think I'm gonna do that just yet. All right, so now we need to add food enrichment, toy enrichment. Then we need to do the hard shelter and terrain and plants. So now is where we start getting into a bit more of the complexity of what's going on in this game. So I kind of like how they did it in the tutorial. That with each task they start getting deeper into what's involved, and there are
Okay, it's
three
really
of
starting to
these
take shape. Now,
tutorial
the tigers will
scenarios.
need a shelter in their
Um,
habitat so they can hide
each
from the
I
guests.
imagine is long. I've
They'll
done the
get bad
first
weather.
two. I didn't
Even the
finish the
green and
second one because
lurking might want to
I got a
thaw
little
out
stuck
just
on it.
to
I'm gonna
suit
restart
normal
it,
weather.
and I'm gonna do
Go on,
the
add a shelter
format
to your
just like
habitat.
we're
You can
doing with
even
this
build
one
one
here. I'm
from
gonna
various
record it, and then
suitable
I'm gonna
bits and
do
bobs, or if you
my
like,
commentary
just
over
pop
the
down the
recording. I feel like
blueprint that
that's
I've
just the best
already
way to
built
do it.
for you.
Okay, so we did all that. So now we have to add the hard shelter welfare. All right. So this was nice enough that they put a blueprint in there for me. Now we can build these things on our own. I could have made this shelter myself out of rocks. I could have made it out of any of the assets that are in the game. Didn't want to do that yet. Again, it's the tutorial. I just kind of want to get through it. I want to, do what they want me to do. I didn't want to get too involved,
Oh, poor
and that I
dogs.
can't.
I'm sure it
I
can't
just can't, guys.
escape
I
your
can't keep it
attention
like
that the
that. I can't
tigers
leave it
have
that
been
way.
miffed.
The game doesn't care,
That's
but
because
I
they
sure as hell
aren't
do. So we're
okay with the
going to
type of
just
terrain in their habitat.
bring that down
Select
here.
a tiger
So
and bring up its
if you
information
just hit
panel.
like L1 and R1, it activates the axis, and then look that you can sink it right down into the ground. Like that makes it much better. Actually, I could have probably sunk that down a little further. It is what it is. Yeah. No, I don't know. Come again. That actually looks pretty good. Okay, so increase terrain welfare to 100%.
Rightio. Head over
This
to the terrain
this is where it
tab.
gets a little
That
tricky.
way you can view the terrain
So if
information
you
and see
see
how
the
they feel
soil,
about different types of terrain.
right? You
That
see
can
that
tell you
soil, but
what
see
the
that
tigers
grass
need
long?
more of
There's
or
too
less
much
of
long
in this
grass. There's
habitat.
not enough short grass, and there's not enough soil. So we need to bring the long grass down. We need to bring the soil
Okay
and
then,
short grass
open the
up.
terrain
The first
editor
time I did
tool and
this,
select
that
painting
really
and give it
confused me,
some
and
soil.
it's kind of
Yes,
tricky.
that should help with the
There is
habitat needs of
kind of a
their
trick you could
welfare.
do. I think I do it here. Um, I think I do it a little bit. after this here, we'll put some of the soil down. So again, this is all pretty much very similar to Planet Coaster. Again, if you played that game, painting the ground. I mean, this is similar to like FS, the Farming Simulator series as well. They do the same way. So yeah, if we click onto the tiger, and if we go to the grass short, see it tells us there. It comes up, so we can actually see what we're doing here. So now again, okay, so the grass short, that's good. But now we're killing the soil. And the grass long has to come down because that little white bar, see, whereas I thought that's where you had to fill it up to, that bar moves, that bar has to come down into that white area. So that's what you want to do. You want to get that bar in that target white zone. So that's what you're aiming for. Okay, so now long grass is good. We can probably get rid of more of the long grass. That's not going to hurt anything. So now the soil is good. But now the grass. We have too much the short grass. So I'm just going to start laying down more soil over this stuff here. And there we go. Now everything's in the green. And Nancy's happy. The tigers are happy. I'm happy. Everyone's happy. So now we need to increase the plants welfare to 90%. So basically, this is what I was telling you guys about. There's a lot of things in this habitat that aren't, you know, in the native. Oh, look at that. He's just swimming in the little pond that we made him. Having fun, man. I gotta love it. Okay, so all these things in red, they don't belong there. So we're gonna just get them out of here. We don't need them. They're not helping any. So yeah, they gotta go. So yeah, North America. Tigers are from North America, obviously. So they don't they don't want to see that. They don't want to see American plants in their home. All right. So what we need to do, we need to get rid of all those. So now what we need to do is we need to go in and we need to find plants that are suitable for tigers. So we'll go into the nature tab and we'll go into the filters. And she said, gosh, what did she say? Did she say temperate or tropical? No, she said temperate, right? Yeah. Okay, so we want all the plants from temperate areas. Here we go. And she also said rainforest. Now, I don't see anything in here that I can choose rainforest. Possibly if I just search, maybe something will come up. Um, but yeah, I don't see anything that says rainforest at all. Content pack, yeah. And nothing's coming up for rainforest in the filters. Again, I don't know. But we should be good with these. These are from the temperate zones. So we're gonna put some bamboo down. Try to make these tigers feel a little bit more at home, seeing some plants that they're more akin to seeing, I guess. Okay, so if you press and hold the square, you can rotate them, and if you go up and down, you can move the objects up and down. So you can sink those trees into the ground and just make them look like a bush if you want. There's so many things you can do. There really are. Like you'll see once I get around to kind of landscaping around the lake, some of the things that you can do. So let's see here, plants. Oh my God, we got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. They need a lot. They need a lot. So guys, if you've stuck with me this long, thank you. I appreciate it. I know this is long, but there's just so much to look at in this game, and I really just want to give you guys a good look of, kind of what to expect. Now, I know probably everybody would love to hop in the game and get right into sandbox mode, but I think it would benefit if you've never played this game, and if you've never played Planet Coaster, then you should probably check out the career mode and do the tutorials. They're actually fun. See what I mean? So like I sunk that tree in the ground there, so it looks a little different. Right? We sunk that one a little bit. And now we're going to change it up somewhat here. A white birch. How is a white birch? I don't feel like a white birch would be actually right for their area. So we're going to spin this one around. So now you can see the angle snapping. Now if I take it off, look how smooth that rotates. So yeah, I would say just turn the angle snapping down to 0. I don't like it. It may have a purpose. I'm sure it does. I don't like it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put some bushes in around here. There we go. And so I'm going to sink some of these down so we get different heights and stuff like that. Ah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Okay, so obviously we don't have a check, so we're not quite there yet. So we need to get something else. Although that's saying we're good. Well, that's all right. See, look at these guys, man. They go right in there with the tigers, and they're not scared. All right, so let's put this this line of bamboo kind of along this back wall here. See what that looks like. Okay. So we got the
They
silver.
say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when
Very
one
cool.
of the
Very cool. We
neighbors
got
is a
the
Bengal
silver
tiger.
objective. Nice.
Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you
So
poke a
yeah,
hole in their
the
fence.
voice acting is pretty good. I don't hate
Oh,
it.
but for heaven's sake,
It's
let's just
long-winded.
get through it.
When you're trying to make a video and do content, it's kind of like,
Right.
ooh,
Let's head over to the Indian peafowls.
because
We've been told
I
that we need to
kind
improve
of
their
don't want to talk
social
over them,
welfare.
but at the same time, they're not really, not everything they say is super
Perfect.
important.
Just find one of the
Okay, so
peafowls and
now we need
select them
to
to open an
check out
information
the
panel.
peacocks
Then you
here,
can have a
and the
good gander at
peacocks
our
are
good
so
year.
cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Although technically, I
I'm not
suppose
gonna lie.
gambling would just be for geese.
All right, so there's a hen. We're gonna click on her, try
We've
to
found
anyway,
their social welfare, and we can get a
and see
bit
what
more
her
on
needs are.
detail.
So we need to check out her social needs.
Now they've clearly got plenty of
So basically, she's
space,
just gonna tell
which
us
is
that
best, but it looks like
they
their
need
social
more.
group isn't quite right.
They need more
Let's
friends.
find
Look at the
out.
male.
Head over to the social tab
God,
to
he's
see what's
gorgeous.
on.
The models in this game are really good. I mean, they've done really well.
Right. As you can see, the
Whoever does the
peafowls make
animals
their
for the
population
models,
larger.
the animal
To
models in
solve
this
this little
game,
problem,
I
you'll need to
really wish
adopt
like Call the
playful
Wild or Way the
female
Hunter
peafowls.
would kind of
Off
take a
you
look at
pop to
that.
the animal market then.
Oh, she just hopped and flew a little bit. So now I cannot wait to see the male peacock
Good work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered
when
soon.
he's all
But sadly, it sounds like our
fanned
snow
out. I
leopard
guess
is a
I don't
bit
know.
grumpy.
But yeah, I
Let's head over there
can't
and
wait
see
to see
what's wrong
that.
with her.
Okay, but we need to move on. Now we need to go to the snow leopard habitat and snow leopards. I mean, how cool is that they're in the game? And God, I did
Just like people,
I did
animals can
splurge and I
suffer
ended up
from
buying the season
stress
pass
if
for the
things aren't
game.
quite right.
Um,
Like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag.
Season pass is kind of
In the
crazy. I'm
case
not
of
gonna lie.
these
It's like
snow
$70 for
leopards,
the
they're a
season
bit
pass. It was
stressed when
after
they
tax
get
like
no
75
privacy.
bucks for the
You
season
can
pass.
lower their
It's a
stress
lot of
levels by
DLC that's going to be
swapping out the
released.
normal glass barrier by their
Um,
cave for one-way
Wait a minute. Did
glass.
they said
It's
between
not a cheap option, but I
now
think they're worth the expense, don't you?
and the
This will give the snow
end
leopards
of
somewhere to
March,
go when
or
they want
was
to
that
get
March of
away from
next
the
year?
prying
Ooh, I
eyes of
don't
the
know.
guests.
There's a ton of DLCs. The DLCs seem to be like $10 a piece. So if you break it all down, all the DLC that are coming out would be well over $100. So I guess it is what it is. Okay, so now we need to swap the glass out because, these snow leopards are like, I don't like these people looking at me. I don't want to see them, more importantly. So we need to do what we did before. Basically, we just go into the edit and we
Of course, when an
check that and
animal
we just
isn't in its
swap it.
natural
We just swap it with
environment,
that and
they're
then
going to be too hot or
we're
too
done.
cold.
And as you can see, it did it
Surprisingly,
with the
for the
other
snow
glass as well.
leopards,
So now all of the
it's too
glass viewing
hot.
areas
Even with the terrible British
is
weather,
one way.
you should
It's one
help
way
cool
glass.
it down by adding some
So
coolers
people
to
can
their
look in and they
habitat.
can
But
view,
let's start by
and the snow
opening up the
leopards don't have to
temperature
get
heat map
freaked
and
out
having a look-see
by
at
the
the
people.
temperature in the leopard's habitat.
All right, so now we need to open the heat map. And again, this is just one of those things that the details in this game is
Let's first
crazy, right?
note down
Because snow
just how
leopards,
much of the
they're from
habitat
an
is
area of the
shade.
world that it's not really
Lucky
hot.
for us, this habitat
They don't
already
like it
has this
hot.
power, but
And I
you
mean, as
need
you
to
can
make
see,
sure of that in
their
the future.
enclosure is
Just so
just
you know, if any part
really
of a
warm,
habitat is
really
powered,
too
then the
warm
whole habitat
for
will
them.
be
So we need
powered.
to put in coolers. Basically, these are like air conditioners, like super air conditioners, I guess you'd say. It's very cool though, man. Okay, so we need to put 3 of those in. And what I want to do is I'm going to take them and I'm going to sink them in the ground a little bit. So we don't want to see them, right? We don't want to see them. And the cool thing is they're still going to do their job. It doesn't matter that they're underground. They're still going to do what they're supposed to do. Okay, so we need to put in 3 of these. So there's one, and you can see it's already starting to work. You can see it's already starting to get cooler over there. Look at all the people. What are those people thinking while we do this? It's like, how crazy is that if you're just at a zoo and just see the habitats like changing?
You can find heat
It'd be
maps for all
awesome. It'd be
sorts
freaky,
of
but it'd be
helpful
awesome.
things, so do be sure to explore them and make
Okay,
good
so
use of them.
they should be good now. Now we just need to increase
It'll
the
take a
terrain
little while for the temperature to
welfare
adjust
for
once
these
you've added
guys.
coolers or
Just want to
heaters,
check it
but
out.
now we've got the
Oh, look at
coolers
them.
in, we can address the leopard's terrain
They're
welfare.
already getting
You see,
happier
what
because
the
it's
leopards
getting
really want
getting
here
nice and
is
cool in
snow and
there.
rock, so let's make that happen.
Okay, so they want snow and they want rocks. That's basically what they want. So that's what we're going to give them. We're gonna put in some rocks. We're gonna go with the rough rocks here. And for some reason, I couldn't get this. The camera in the game, the camera controls, I'm not in love with. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's not it's not perfect. And when you're going into here, you can't zoom in. You got to exit this to zoom in. It's kind of clunky. I kind of feel like there might have been a better way they could have done it, but with practice, it'll be different. So let's put down the snow for these guys.
There then. All
Okay,
of that
there we
should
go.
give you a pretty good understanding of how to make
So now
animals
the snow
happy.
leopards
So I'd
are
like you to go and check on all the
happy.
other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats.
Uh, where
That'll
where
increase
are
the
the snow
average
leopards?
welfare of the animals across the
Where did they
whole
go?
zoo. And that average welfare is a very important
Hmm,
statistic. Now, to quickly see how
where
all
did
your
they go?
animals are doing in
This
the
doesn't
zoo,
seem like a
you
very
should head to the
good
animal
like
section of the
habitat
zoo
for them,
management
doesn't it? It
screen.
doesn't seem like there's a lot in there, but yeah. Where where did they go? Did they just vanish? Hello, snow leopards. They're not in their den. Where are they? Huh. I do not see them. Well, all right. So increase the average habitat to
As you
something.
can see,
Okay, so basically we
this
have to
list
go in
shows
here,
you the
animal
animals
tab, and this is where
overall
you can
in the
see all your
zoo.
animals and
So if
see
something's
the ones
amiss,
that
then you
aren't
can quickly
happy.
pop over to them using the
So
locate tab.
Isabella, the African
Right,
elephant, she
I'm
ain't
off for a
happy.
cuppa
So
while
we
you
need to
make
figure
sure all the
out
animals are
what's
well looked
wrong
after.
with Isabella. I can already see the enrichment. Now this here was peculiar because it's supposed to snap to the animal, but where? Where is she? I don't know. Those are bear. Elephants. Elephants where? I don't know. I don't see her. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna try to snap to her again. Now look at they brought us somewhere different. So oh, so I see her highlighted over there. I don't I don't know. I guess there's something to do with the camera again. I can see that this is going to be a thing with me. Oh my god, now I'm underwater. Yeah, I can see this is going to be the most frustrating part of the game. All right, so they need food enrichment and they need toy enrichment. Pretty basic stuff. Pretty easy here. Now under enrichment, if we go to the enrichments, this is showing us a lot. I don't know if this is all for elephants. This is all food enrichment. I don't feel like these are all for elephants. So we're gonna put a dog ball on. I don't know if that's gonna make him happy. Because again, I don't know if these are all for elephants. A box. I mean, it seems like an elephant would enjoy a box, right? So let's put a box down. Let's see what happens. Okay. So now let's just check. And no, it didn't do anything. So neither one of those things are good enrichment items for an elephant. See, she was holding our hand in the beginning, and then Nancy was just like, "Now you're on your own." So, have you? Oh, when's that? I seen that alert come up now. I wasn't paying attention then. Okay, so did a search, typed in elephant. Now we know. So they like the big tires. So we're gonna put the big tire down for them. That's gonna make them happy. And then we're gonna go down to food, and these are their food enrichment items. So let's put this thing down. This thing looks pretty neat. Let's we need to put it somewhere where the people are gonna see it. Okay, so we can put that over there. Now, it's weird because when you put some things down like that, it actually deforms the terrain. I don't know if that's something that we can change, but brand new to the game, so we will figure all this stuff out. Okay, now, uh, Amelie? Amelie, the tortoise, I guess that's how you say her name. Okay, so her welfare is at 61%, and again, enrichment. It's a lot of enrichment. Um, at this point in the game, I would have liked to seen them maybe do a little bit more, but this is just the first tutorial. Keep that in mind. Um, so yeah, so again, just type in tortoise. It makes it so much easier. All right, so she needs food. So look at that, a block of frozen fruit. How cool is that? Okay, so they like the dog ball. Incidentally, interesting. So we'll I think we'll give her a sprinkler. Well, not just her. There's other tortoises in here that they'll uh, they'll enjoy that. So let's give her a sprinkler. And how are you doing now, Amelie? Okay, I think she's doing good. So now we need to figure out what other animals need our assistance. Let's go down. Do. Okay, ooh, we have zebras. Okay, so the zebras aren't happy. So again, enrichment. It seems like and again they didn't bring me exactly to them. Oh, look at the zebras. Oh, that's camera. These controls. Oh, for the love of God. Okay. Hey, zebra buddy. Look at you. Gorgeous. God, the animals look so good in this game. Oh my God. Okay, so terrain isn't good, and the plants aren't too good. So, yeah, they have way too much soil, and they do not have enough of any grass, short or long. So we need to give them a lot more grass. And now this is, again, that goddamn camera. Like, there's got to be a way, right? There has to be a way to control the camera better, and I'm just missing it. I don't see anything in the controls for the camera. Not when you're putting down like grass and stuff. So it's just something that you got to deal with, I guess. Not ideal. I'm really curious how it works on PC. You could probably zoom in and out with the scroll wheel, I imagine. I don't know. I've never played the game on PC. Like I said, I probably will eventually hook the mouse up to the PlayStation just to see how it works, just to see if it's any better. But for the meantime, we need to give these guys plenty of rest. Oh, giraffes too. Nice. We have giraffes and we have zebras all in the same habitat. Okay, so we're going to do the trick. We're going to click onto them, and then we're going to click on to the plants and stuff. So the long grass is getting better. We need more short grass. Even though the long grass, it's like, it's just good. You know, it's just good. Okay, so the short grass is improving. Beautiful. Everything's in the green, baby. Everything's in the green. Okay. Enrichment, right. All right. So now we have to do the enrichment. Oh, but the plants. So, oddly enough, with this one, they don't really have a ton of need for plants. So, as you can see, just getting rid of the species they're not used to, it, it did it. That's all we really need to do. We don't need to add anything. Uh, yeah, they are good. So now we just need to take care of that damn enrichment that I keep forgetting about. But we'll get it. We'll get it. So again, I'm just typing in zebra just to get everything we need here. And I should probably just go over to the enrichment tab. There we go. So we're going to get them a hanging grazing feeder. That's going to make them happy. There we go. They only need the one. And for enrichment toys, what are we going to give them here? Herb scent marker, rubbing pillar. Yeah, let's do that. We'll give them a rubbing pillar. We'll put that there like that. Beautiful. And now we got the gold objective. How do you like that? Market expanded. All species will start to become available in the animal market. Very nice. Very nice indeed. So, I believe that's the end of the first tutorial. It absolutely is. So guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. I know this is a long video. I apologize. These tutorial videos are going to be long. Probably every video on this game is going to be long. Just kind of how it is. So just bear with me. Um, it, I'm showing off the game now, basically. You know, these are the things. It's good to see this because these are the things that you're going to have to do when you do your own zoo. I mean, obviously, if you're in a sandbox, you could turn all that off. You could turn, you know, all the animal needs off and stuff like that. That's how you want to play the game. That's absolutely up to you. Go for it. You know what I mean? But I like to play these games more on the realistic side. I will be doing a franchise mode. I will be live streaming this game, hopefully Friday, probably Friday afternoon, because I want to do a nice long stream with it. So, yeah, guys, this is the first tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and we will see you next time.